Lenny McLean, famously known as the Guv'nor, was one of the most feared and respected bare-knuckle fighters of his time. A larger-than-life character from the streets of London, McLean built a fearsome reputation as an enforcer, bouncer, and fighter. Yet even McLean hesitated when it came to crossing paths with Malcolm Price, the ferocious Welsh fighter from Merthyr Tydfil, a man whose reputation for brutality and skill preceded him. Welcome back to Crime Chronicles. Today we'll look at the story of the near fight between McLean and Price, as well as Price's encounter with Henry Francis, another formidable fighter. These stories offer a fascinating glimpse into the gritty, no-holds-barred world of bare-knuckle fighting and the larger-than-life figures who dominated it. Before diving into the details of McLean and Price's aborted showdown, it's important to understand Malcolm Price's reputation and the kind of opponent he represented. Price was a legend in his own right, a man known for his ferocity, professional boxing background, and ruthless efficiency in street fights. His fighting prowess was spoken of with awe, not only in Merthyr Tydfil, but also across the wider UK fighting community. One of the most discussed episodes in Price's fighting career was his clash with Henry Francis. Francis, a top fighter, well known in the travelling community, had built his reputation on grit and a dangerous fighting style. He was infamous for his headbutt and claimed a victory over Bartley Gorman, the king of the gypsies. However, that victory was contested, as Gorman was reportedly in his 50s and intoxicated at the time of their bout. The fight between Price and Francis wasn't officially arranged for a purse, but stemmed from tensions between the two. According to Gerald Jones, Price's closest friend and confidant, the altercation was brief and decisive. Price's aggression and skill overwhelmed Francis, leaving no doubt about his superiority. While Francis had his moments, Price's professional background and street fighting instincts proved too much to handle. This fight cemented Price's reputation as a brutal and efficient fighter. It also served as a stark warning to anyone considering stepping into the ring or onto the street with him. After all, Malcolm Price was born to fight. Even as a child, it wasn't long before Pricey had become a feared and respected figure. His reputation was sealed when he won the Welsh schoolboy boxing championships. He became a professional boxer, but a misunderstanding led to him levelling a pub full of people, as well as the pub itself. He lost his boxing license and landed in jail for a 6-month stretch. Now Lenny McLean, for all his swagger and dominance, was no fool when it came to picking his fights. A seasoned brawler with a mix of street smarts and raw power, McLean understood the importance of weighing risks, and Malcolm Price posed significant risks. The story of their near fight begins when McLean, intrigued by Price's reputation, decided to arrange a match. McLean sent 2 men from London to Merthyr Tydfil to negotiate terms. However, things quickly went awry. Price, known for his short temper and no-nonsense attitude, took exception to the way the men approached him. Instead of discussing terms, Price reportedly beat them both up and sent them back to London with a clear message. He wasn't one to be trifled with. This episode left a lasting impression on McLean. While the specifics of what transpired remain the stuff of local legend, the result was clear. McLean backed off. According to Gerald Jones and other sources close to the situation, McLean may have decided that the risk of facing Price outweighed the potential rewards. Several main factors contributed to the fight between McLean and Price never materializing. Number 1 was Price had an intimidating reputation. His combination of professional boxing skills and street fighting savagery made him a daunting opponent. McLean, while undeniably tough, had shown vulnerability against technically skilled fighters, particularly those with a professional background. Reason number 2 would have been the Merthyr Tydfil incident involving McLean's men. This would have likely played a significant role in why the fight never happened. Price's ability to dominate and intimidate McLean's representatives sent a clear message about what McLean might face in a direct confrontation. Reason number 3, Lenny had a calculated approach, and despite his bravado, McLean was a shrewd operator. He knew his limits and was strategic about whom he fought. A fight with Price posed a high level of risk with no guarantee of victory, something McLean was unlikely to gamble on lightly. And reason number 4, the fight was further complicated by the geographic and cultural differences between the two men. Price was fiercely rooted in Merthyr Tydfil, a close-knit community that would have rallied around their local hero. McLean, a Londoner through and through, would have been venturing into hostile territory. While the fight between McLean and Price never took place, the story has become part of the folklore surrounding both men. For Price, it reinforced his reputation as a fighter so dangerous that even McLean, the Guv'nor, thought twice about facing him. For McLean, it added a layer of complexity to his legacy, revealing a man who, despite his formidable reputation, was wise enough to avoid unnecessary risks. The two men's paths symbolized the intersection of professional boxing, street fighting, and bare-knuckle traditions that defined the UK's underground fighting scene in the 20th century. Their story serves as a reminder of the respect and fear that true fighters command, not just in the ring, but in life. So what would have been the outcome if they had fought? Speculating about a hypothetical fight between McLean and Price is a tantalizing exercise for fight fans. Both men were fierce competitors with distinct styles. McLean relied on his sheer power, aggression, and unyielding will, while Price combined technical skill with a brutal, unforgiving approach. In such a matchup, Price's professional boxing experience might have given him an edge in terms of technique and stamina. However, McLean's toughness and ability to take punishment could have balanced the scales. Ultimately, the fight would have come down to who could impose their will more effectively, a contest that fans of the era can only dream about. The story of Malcolm Price and Lenny McLean is a snapshot of a bygone era when fighters built their reputations on the streets as much as in the ring. It was a time when bare-knuckle bouts were organised in backyards and fields, and men like Price and McLean became legends, not just for their skill, but for their charisma and larger-than-life personalities. Malcolm Price remains an icon in Merthyr Tydfil, celebrated as a local hero whose fighting prowess brought pride to his community. Lenny McLean, immortalised as the Guv'nor, continues to be remembered as one of London's toughest men. Though their fight never happened, the story of their near encounter continues to capture the imagination of fight fans, offering a glimpse into a world where respect was earned through blood, sweat, and unrelenting determination. Thank you for joining us today on Crime Chronicles. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel with your friends.